Hello everybody, Caelum here with a quick replay analysis. This was requested on the r/LearnDota2 subreddit. It's a great place to go if you want advice or are seeking help for any Dota related scenario, any help that you may need. People will have answers on that subreddit. I'll go ahead and link it down below. It's a great place to find resources to help you learn Dota. But in this replay analysis was requested by the Lion, so we're going to be doing that. We are in player perspective right now, so we're going to speed things up. A few notes before we get really into this game. Did first pick Lion, fantastic hero, and he is going to be roaming. And this is my first point I want to talk about right here. So Lion, we're going to go back a little bit, walks over here, trying to get the ward down, of course. He still has his ward. He's going to try to block that small camp, but finds the Dazzle instead. So here we go. We have the Dazzle. They're trading right clicks, hexes him up, and here we go. Here's the Luna. So at this point, you see the Luna, you should run. But instead, right clicks are continuing to trade. He's down to 150 health. Just under 100 health, about 30 health, pops the salve, and that would be okay, but I'm sure you heard it in the background. Maybe not, my game sounds pretty low. Invoker Sunstrike comes through. So, giving up first blood at the 36-second mark, and it definitely could have been avoided. The second that Luna showed up, you should have known that that was not an appropriate place to be at that time. You can, just run away and then come back to ward, because Luna will be in lane. Luna will be in lane to try to get last hits. Dazzle will probably be babysitting Luna, so you can place that ward at the 40-second mark or something. Yeah, it doesn't block the camp right away, but at least it's there, so they can't stack the camp and they can't pull it as efficiently. You come over here to harass, or the Lion comes over here to harass the Dazzle, and that's decent, but really as a roaming support, you want to be harassing the carry. You want to be looking for the lane where you think there's a huge weakness. So obviously Luna, pretty squishy. So if you want to right-click her down, that would be a lot better than Dazzle, because Dazzle's going to leave, but Luna can safely farm. She's a ranged hero, pretty fast, with a stun. It's basically a mini stun, but it's still a stun. So there is escape possibility, and at level 1 and 2, you're not going to be strong enough to kill a Luna with Sand King. So harassing the Luna and making her have to play as scared as possible would definitely be better than harassing the Dazzle. Here's what we're going to look at. So we're ganking Invoker after the 2-minute rune. And that's a good idea, except if we go to free camera and look at our teammate, he's in no position to fight right now. Invoker is standing right here. Invoker is standing right here. Just used his salve, so he's back up at full health. He is not low from the engagement that happened 20-ish seconds ago. Here we go. Enchantress is harassing him out. Invoker is here harassing down the OD, and he comes under tower, takes some hits, but salves up. So now, Lion's trying to come in here and gank, but your mid is not in fighting shape. This is not a gank you want to do. Your mid is not prepared, so if we just fast forward here, you get the Hex off, mid gets in 2 shots of mana drain, and then you run away. So nothing really came of it, but I mean, you forced him back a little bit. So it was decent, but not the best form of action. You would have been better off staying bottom and trying to help harass out the Luna a little bit more. Now you get this invisibility rune and come top, and that's great. Axe is not he's an extremely tanky hero, and it has the potential to output lots of damage with his RNG, of course. But for the most part, paired with the support, he's a pretty easy takedown if you have multiple ranged heroes. Now unfortunately Earthshaker does get killed here by the RNG. We're going to fast forward through this, but this whole part is a learning part. So you start walking around. You're doing nothing here. You come to the rune, you go mid, nothing happens. You just kind of walk there, let him hit you a few times, absolutely nothing happens. You get the rune, what do? You walk around. Now you're sitting behind your mid and you try to come at him from the front. Once again, nothing happens. All you're doing is sapping your mid's experience here. So you finally go back top. Here you go. You find Axe. You guys engage Axe. You get to kill Axe. Earthshaker dies again. Nothing that could have been done there. Earthshaker just, once again, the RNG of the spin just really messed him up. But in that last minute and 30 portion, from your first gank to the Axe to the second gank of the Axe, you accomplished nothing. You ran mid, let Invoker hit you a few times, ran back, got the rune, ran back mid, sapped your mid's experience for a wave, and then ran top and got another kill on Axe. So instead of ganking mid like that, what you could have done is bought a smoke, and smoke ganked him, waited for him to be in a bit better of a position, or you could have just waited top for Axe again. When you're playing a roaming support, you're always going to be wanting to look for that lane that you can really abuse. In this game, it happens to be Axe because he was the solo lane. If Luna didn't have a healing support like the Dazzle, I would say that's the lane you want to abuse because it's really hard for her to stay in lane versus nukes. But Axe is the lane you want to abuse here. At the 6-minute mark, we're about to watch the trek of a lifetime. You walk all the way across the map, come bottom, watch Sand King stun, TP mid, and you're finally getting something done. So you spent another minute and almost 40 seconds accomplishing nothing. You walked all the way across the map. You could have stayed top to help harass the Axe, since the Dazzle was there now. You could have coordinated with Sand King to maybe get a kill down bottom with Luna since you saw that Dazzle was top. The best healing or support Luna had down there was an Enchantress, which you could completely ignore at this point in the game, as long as she doesn't have a creep that's too strong and too powerful. And then you finally TP mid when OD needs help. The 1 minute and 30 seconds you were running around, terrible. Always make sure you're moving with a purpose. That, you kind of just walked across the map, you didn't stack, you weren't going to place a ward even though you had one, or you didn't place the ward even though you had one. You went down to the bottom lane, didn't get anything done, and then you TP'd mid. So this is a good part. The recognition that OD is getting dived and dived under tower, and then you TP in to save him. So that was good. Too many times, even at 3.5k, I see players not carrying TP scrolls in the first 10 minutes of the game and not help out when someone ganks them in or something like that. So that was good recognition. Another point, from about that mid-rotation to the 9-minute mark, once again you're accomplishing nothing. You walk back to the fountain and then TP top. So here at the 9-minute mark, all 5 people are top. Doesn't really matter as long as you accomplish something and get out. But we're going to see what happens. So you go on Invoker, and there, that point right there, your stun has a 2.1 second stun at this point in time. Your Hex has a 2.5 second. Combined, you should get, if we round this down, you're going to get 4.5 seconds worth of stun. But here, you cast Earth Spike and immediately Hex. So you're maybe only getting 1 second out of the Earth Spike stun duration, when you could be getting a whole 2.1. So making sure you stack your stuns as efficiently as possible is another thing that you should always be sure to do, especially with heroes like Lion who have those 2 stuns. You force them back, but no one gets killed. So now you have 5 heroes top, not accomplishing anything. You're pinged to attack the tower, but at the 9-minute mark, there's no one on your team who hits towers for that much. So we're just going to fast forward this here and see what happens. Bottom, you look bottom, which was good. Luna, you notice that Luna and Enchantress are down there, but then you still just ping the tower, and you end up being the only one who hits that tower. So finally, a minute too late, you leave the tower. What you should have done in that situation is say, okay, the gank went bad, we didn't accomplish anything. Look, Luna and Enchantress are pushing bottom. Somebody come with me, let's kill them. Literally anybody on your team could have come with you, TP'd bottom, and tried to get a gank off on the Luna. Unfortunately, nobody comes with you. You come too late, they're already gone, and nothing gets accomplished. Instead, you walk into the jungle, probably wanting to ward, but then you just find Dazzle, stun him up, and then die. Unfortunately, Luna's ult, you weren't around any creeps, so of course it's going to hit you every time, and you get killed. So a bit of a misplay there. There was nobody with you, no real purpose of you walking into that jungle alone without vision. I'm sure you were trying to ward, but it's not safe without vision and nobody with you. So that's about the first 11 minutes of this game, and that's when the roamers should be getting the majority of their work done. So just a few other points here. We're going to watch the rest of this, not the rest of it, but the next couple of bits on fast forward here. Just a few points. Place your wards. You have 3 wards right now. You had 1 ward in your inventory for like 5 minutes. Make sure that gets placed. Second point, actually perfect, right here. You place this ward, which is decent, it's okay, and then you place this ward, which immediately makes this ward, your first wards that you placed, almost useless. So the reason for this is because, so you can see the vision it gives, quite obviously. You have vision of this area up here and a little bit down here. Actually, I don't think that gives vision down there at all. It's because of this one. But anyway, so you have this, which gives you vision of this upper area. And that's okay, if you don't plan on placing this ward. But you place this ward. This ward is great. It protects these 3 camps, not really this one, but it protects these 2 camps and your large camp. Because no one can come in from the jungle from lane up here, no one can come in from down by the rune spot here. And because your middle tower is here, at nighttime your vision isn't good, but during the daytime you can see all the way over here. You have vision for plenty of distance over here. This ward doesn't do anything if you have your tower and this ward up here. So the reason for that is, like we've been explaining, this ward watches up here and down here, so you can see when they're entering your jungle from this area, and the tower in theory should be able to watch this area. So this ward, not as effective as it could have been. From this point, you are running around, accomplishing nothing. First, you run down through here, you run up past your creeps, you run all the way up past the ancients, down to get the rune, past the secret shop, meet the courier by your tier 2 tower, and then run all the way back down to the bottom lane before you decide to attempt to farm something. So always make sure you're moving with a purpose. So that's been the replay analysis, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or anything you'd like to point out, maybe I got something wrong, I'd love to hear that down in the comments. I'm not claiming I'm perfect, and I'm definitely not the best Dota person out there or the person who knows the most. So if you think I made a mistake anywhere in this guide, go ahead and put that in the comments. I'd love to hear how I could make these better in the future to help people even more. Once again, thanks for watching, and hopefully you check out some of my other videos. See you next time.